Hello guys and welcome to another day with Zimaleta. In today's video we're going to talk about 2012 Sprinter that I have diagnosed today. And then what am I doing to actually work on getting the project underway for the engine swap for the 2012, as well as all the videos that will teach you about all the components and things that go wrong with it, because not only did I have my experience, but I also have service manual that service departments use that I could actually go by on the CDs, and I have this nice little studios to actually go through all that information. So let's get in. So over here I'm gonna throw up on the screen what I've been doing, obviously without no sound, and then for tomorrow's video I'm going to actually upload the video of what I was doing with sound. But right now I'm just gonna tell you kind of like what's going on and why am I doing it, so there's gonna be like no confusion. So I'm gonna tell you that. And before we get into it, yesterday I put out a video a little bit late, kind of like 8 p.m, but I also uploaded a video in the morning for a client. So I do want to kind of like explain how am I going to run these things, going forward. Because, yes, finally I'm unemployed. Is this a good thing? I don't know. I hope it is, but I still have bills, right? So I have to make money somehow and supplement my income. So I'm working with brands. Therefore, I get maybe like a little kickback from some of them. Not all of the videos that I'm doing as far as like unboxing related is sponsored. I still have like plenty stuff. Like I have microphones that I gotta open up. I have microphones gear. I have like bunch of stuff, guys. Like it's in here and I have it in boxes. I buy stuff and I put it on the shelf and it's just kind of sitting there. It's stuff that I bought for my channel. It's also bunch of other stuff. And I'm not just gonna start another channel so I could throw that stuff on there and then it's like, can somebody make the owl sound? It's like nobody's gonna be there, like nobody's gonna watch it, so that's no fun. So moving on, so here's the solution. Yes, also I have interest in AutoCAD and in videography and stuff like that, like those kind of videos, so I do want to pursue with those. So here's what I'm going to do. If it's not like a Sprinter video which is dominating a video of my channel, I'm going to upload that video in the morning. So it's going to catch maybe like some of those people that, hopefully some of you guys are watching it, that's my subscribers. But it's going to maybe appeal to somebody that's maybe searching for this stuff, and it's going to be available for them like in the morning. But then I'm going to do, like an afternoon upload or an evening upload that's going to be Sprinter related, because the whole reason I've been doing my YouTube and everything else, so I could actually work with cars and teach people and educate people like on Sprinter breakdowns, because more and more I think it's very, very important. But I cannot do this obviously without no income. You guys will understand. And the income that I'm making from YouTube right now, it's very minor. It barely covers my bills. So I would be broke. Like I cannot like go out there right now and just buy like cars from an auction like I used to. And I didn't quit because I wasn't making money. I quit because, first of all, in order for me to do anything related, like even like with this channel, I'm spending that time at home and making it. Like I'm not making that money anyways. And then when I leave, I don't see my family. So I kind of been contemplating to leave for a while. And now that things are a lot slower than they used to be, I'm not saying it's completely dead. It makes a lot of sense to go ahead and leave, because I have so many cars. Guys, I have 12 cars. 12 cars. Some of them I want to fix, and then I'm still contemplating like where I'm going to put those videos. But moving on, I do want to talk about the Sprinter and go ahead and actually cover the Sprinter topic. What is the topic of this video? First, I will actually tell you about my Sprinter, the 2012. Guys, I have finally got it ready to where it's in the right location so I could actually start taking it apart. Because believe it or not, that is actually kind of challenging, because yes, I do have kind of like a garage now, but I don't have any lifts in here. I don't, Sprinter will not fit in here. I don't have a paved type of driveway. And then to do an engine swap, you have to pull an engine from one vehicle and then another. You gotta put it somewhere, and I really don't want to put it in my garage. But at the same time, like if I would start taking apart a Sprinter right here, kind of like where behind me there's a garage door, and if I would start disassembling it right there, I don't feel that it's a good idea, and here's why. First of all, when I'm going to be making videos, the cars are going to be whooshing by. You're probably going to hear some cars in this video. They're whooshing by over here all the time because I live right pretty much next to the highway. It is kind of like a regular road. They call it a highway, but all in all, I mean, it is used by trucks and cars and everybody else. So they would be whooshing by all the time. Then, as I'm working outside all the time, people just pull in and if they see me, and sometimes they want to meet me, sometimes they're asking me questions if I'm selling these Sprinter vans. It happens all the time, guys. So this is one of the reasons I put up a fence, so that I could kind of like out of sight, out of mind, and put my Sprinters over there, kind of like at the back of my property. And so hopefully, you know, that's not going to be happening anymore, because it's also kind of like a little bit it's distracting, a little bit distracting. Also, disassembling a vehicle right here in the front. That means I can't just like leave my tools there. I can't leave parts. I can't just like leave a halfly disassembled Sprinter out here in front. It's just not gonna look right. And I don't want to be kind of like you know. You guys get the point. It's just not going to look right. So I've been really thinking, well, I know other shops do it, like right on the street. Other shops do it too. Like they'll have like half of the cars sitting in their driveway, you know, that they basically cut up and they're using it for something. And it'll be like sitting there for ages. Like nobody moves it, and they have hit cars. Because the road that I live on has got dealerships, it's got shops. So, and I have a commercial zone property. So like that's not going to be like an issue. But to me, it's an issue. I want it to be clean, you know, and I wanted to make sure that, like, if I'm going to take it apart and I'm sleeping, like, nobody's messing with it. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm just going to leave this whole parking lot where you could pull in and pull out, you know, for the cars that are not disabled. Unless it's a client's car, then it's going to be like a completely different story. It will be based upon, like, if the car is disabled, I can't move it inside, then I'll have to leave it at the front. But to disassemble the whole front end, engine and stuff like that, you get the picture. It would be much better to do it somewhere where it's going to make sense. Another thing, if I was to disassemble the vehicle here, the vehicle that I'm going to be taking out an engine from, I think the reverse gear works, but the transmission is kind of like not working. It's my million-mile Sprinter. I would need to install a new torque converter in there to make it run, but it's kind of like pointless right now because the million-mile Sprinter's got 1,187,000 miles on it. It's been salvaged twice. It is not necessarily the vehicle that I could sell and get a lot of money for, but one thing that's worth more in it than anything is its engine. I bought it for $9,500. I'm not just going to give it up just like that. Like, that engine has very little miles on it, and by little, it's probably nearly 300,000, you know. So, but still, you know, I bought it, so it feels close to heart, so I want to keep it. I mean, I paid for it after all, right? You know, and I took good care of it. And to me, it's really important to find out, like, how long it's going to last, and because I am servicing it on time, I'm doing all these things, you know, so it's important to find out, like, how long can actually get that engine to last, and, you know, to find out, like, when this engine's having difficulty, like some kind of problems, at what type of mileages. It's really important because I'm going to be the first owner. Yes, at high mileages, they have all kinds of issues, and it's really hard to figure them out. So the next issue would be, guys, obviously, that van that I'm going to be removing an engine from, it's located way at the bottom of my property. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll pull an engine out of it. Not only that, there's no concrete pad or anything. Okay, I could use some plywood, throw it on the floor. But if I pull an engine out, okay, how am I going to get it to the top of my property and then pull this out, and where I'm going to move this also, you know, all this stuff. And it's just like, you know, creates a big problem. I actually thought about, okay, maybe I could hook it up and tow it over here, that Sprinter, and just kind of like leave both of the vehicles right here. So I'm like swapping out the engine, but I'm thinking, okay, so now I'll have one without no engine, another one without no engine. Who knows how successful am I going to be with the swap, or how long it's going to take. It's probably going to take a week, but who knows? I don't know. And because I don't know these things, I had to really make a decision as to what am I going to really do. So here's what I did. I took the 2012 Sprinter and I towed it, and I put it in the back instead, where my other Sprinters are. So I put it in line. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, this seems like a good spot, because anytime the vehicle's disabled, the way I am, kind of like situated, this is like a hill, and that's at the bottom of the hill. So a disabled vehicle, I just sit inside. As long as the brake works, I could basically just steer it and park it right there, guys. And that's exactly what I did. and I parked it right in front of my van that has an engine. So now I could start disassembling basically both of those vehicles once at a time. You know, I'm gonna start disassembling the front end on the 2012 Sprinter, completely removing the front end. Like now I could finally do that. And when I actually do that, it's going to give you guys really good visuals. And here's the funny part about it. Like somebody came and commented on one of my videos just a few days ago on a video where I was doing a water pump change, and they're like he made some kind of wise comment that I didn't I didn't have to disassemble the front end or something in order to remove the water pump. Like I did it somehow wrong, but a little that he knows, when I did a video about removing a belt and the front end was assembled to change a belt, people are like, well, we can't see what you're doing. So it's like, I can't win. So I disassembled the whole entire front end, not because you need to disassemble to change it, because first of all, I'm making a video about it. People need to see what I'm doing, and that video is helping a lot of people. So to me, it's a lot more important to get a really good video than to skip a step and try to be squished in there and like, you know, do stuff and say, hey, this is exactly what you're going to be faced with. You already know it's going to be a tight spot in there. So might as well follow my procedure, remove the whole front end. You're going to save your hands from being cut up by, you know, getting you all in there like that. You know, it's, you know, unless you're on the side of the road, then, you know, I mean, get off the highway or something. You know, you don't want to really work on the side of the road anyways. It's not safe. So anyways, that vehicle now is parked where it needs to be. I could finally start making videos on that, guys. Believe me when I tell you this. I've been wanting to really do this like all this time, and every day I'm struggling with this thing. Like, how am I gonna, like, where am I gonna start doing it? Like, you know, here or at the back of my property. I'm like, oh, it's just, guys, when you're left with too many choices, then it's like, it's no longer like a no-brainer. It's like, oh, well, maybe fixing it next to a garage because you got the garage here and you get it, you know, whatever, like it's easier. But really, in reality, sticking it in the back of my property, yes, I'm going to be looking like a backyard mechanic again, disassembling over there. But the good thing is, I have everything right there. I have all my sprinters there. I have all the electronics. That means I'll save myself from walking back and forth, you know, just removing certain parts. Everything is down there. Well, anyways, I think this video is kind of long. I'm not sure because I'm not really looking. So here's what I'm going to do. Next video I will make, it's going to be called like something that a random stranger, you know, pulled in, you know, into my yard to, you know, for me to check their engine and stuff like that, because it's not pulling. So I'm going to make a separate video on that because I don't know, I might make a big video about it because there's a lot to talk about, and I did kind of like wanted to update you guys because I don't want you to feel that I'm like advertising to you or I'm selling. Keep in mind, all these videos that I'm making for clients, guys, nobody has to buy anything, nobody has to click on any of the links, nobody has to do anything, and I'm not trying to sell to you. This is simply to supplement some of my income because obviously I don't have enough money now, and not a single donation. Like all this help I've been doing over these years, and I'm like not complaining, like not a single donation. Yet you will not believe how many emails I get, people asking me questions directly, and they're like detailed like this, and I'll respond, and you know, and I sit there and I spend like an hour or two responding and figuring out like all these things, and people are like, oh yeah, and I'll pay you. Like nobody, like everybody says like they want to pay me, like nobody pays me. I will give top props to this person that actually came. I wasn't going to charge him anything, and I, you know, when I checked their engine, and because, you know, I'm just doing some, you know, like regular diagnostics. Yes, it's taking time away from my family, and yes, it probably took a couple hours, but I told them it's going to be free. I'm just going to basically help them out, and that's it. But they gave me something for it, and I really appreciate it because that means people care about the time that you're spending and stuff like that. Because it's one thing where you're making videos and you're like helping through the video. It's totally another thing where you stop what you're doing, because I did. I stopped what I'm doing because I was actually working on a really important project, and I stopped what I'm doing, and then I come out and I try to help people out. And that's just the kind of person I am. You know, I'm doing like basically, you know, what I know how to do, and I just help people out. So more on that in the next video. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and please know I love you guys, and please stick with me, and you know, this channel is going to still have a lot of awesome content. Like when it's come to like sprinter related, we're still going to be pretty much like #1. And I'm really focused on making those videos happen. It's just, I got to do what I got to do because I hate being broke. So see you guys in my next video. Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.
My name is Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now, I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprinter expedite or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.